The state's sixth witness in the criminal trial through which it hopes to nab the Guptas has been accused of perjury. Kenosi Rabothoa Thubisi, a supply chain management official from the Free State Agriculture Department, returned for cross-examination today. He was less nervous than yesterday. However, his answers to certain questions were at odds with his affidavit, and Thubisi's grasp of certain key records which mentioned the Gupta-linked Nulane Investment was poor. He's been excused for the day but must return to court tomorrow. Erin joins us now. So Erin, Thubisi identified signatures on an amended commercial proposal, but one of the lawyers had a problem with this. Why?
Yes, Dudu, that's because Thubisi had not known the signature of Dinesh Patel, and yet through what Advocate Kenny Oldwage, Senior Counsel, intimated was sort of nifty or sneaky questioning from Peter Sarunye for the state, seemed to give some kind of confirmation of Patel's signature. This, under cross-examination, really crumbled to pieces, but Thubisi had confirmed his signature on that document he did know and had seen before, and that was for the Department head, Peter Tabete. That signature he confirmed he did know, he had seen before, and was on this document. Now, it was signed in Sandton in late February on behalf of Nulane Investments, or so goes the state's case, and then signed by government officials in early March of 2012. At issue here, Dudu, is some of the payments that the department made to Nulane Investments, including an amount Thubisi says he does recall, initially a 5 million rand figure, which was then brought down to 4 million rand and appears to be paid out of sundry kitty in the department, according to some of the other evidence we've heard this week.
So, Erin, this is what, his second day of needing to compose himself. What's at stake?
Well, certainly, Dudu, if we look at what this case means in the bigger sort of conspectus of state capture issues and matters, the stakes here are incredibly high. Some are calling this the little or baby Estina because it was the feasibility study done here that was the precursor to that larger dairy project where the state claims that the Guptas looted some 280 million rand. Of course, we saw former NEC and former Mineral Resources Minister Mosebenzi Zwane in court here in this courthouse last week on Wednesday with some of the co-accused in that case, who are also suspects and accused and charged in this case before the courts. And so what's at stake here is how watertight the state's case is and how secure the evidence and documentation it's compiled is in driving the charges it's brought against these accused. And certainly Thubisi has been the weakest witness we've seen on the stand so far. We've also seen counsel for several of the accused raise concerns about the conduct of the Hawks and intimating and suggesting that what they've done is really coach the witnesses, in this case perhaps quite poorly, to hone in on certain documentation rather than looking at what happened and then building a case from there.
Speak of a watertight case for the state. Do you have an idea of where the defense is going with their arguments?
Yes, it's very clear that they're going to be putting a beady eye to Mandla Mtholo of the Hawks when he appears. He is on that state list of witnesses, some 35 of them, and also raise questions about the kind of interviews that were conducted with Free State government officials like Thubisi. We do understand, Dudu, that we are also going to hear from a representative from Deloitte before the week is out. We understand that it won't be Thomas Church, whose name came up last week and was in fact expected on Monday, and there the questions will be around the scope of the work that Deloitte did on the feasibility study document and how much to and fro there was between it and Nulane Investments or not before that document was then passed on to the Free State government for that final figure of 24.9 million rand.
Erin Bates, thank you very much. Plenty still to come from you throughout the course of the day and the week.